One of the most frequent pieces of advice I give to people is that when you're doing your outreach, you simply need to send more emails. And this is a concept that's really important because a lot of the time people will have a sufficiently high reply rate, they'll have a decent positive reply rate, but they're just not sending enough emails to really get any meaningful volume of meetings as a result of their outreach. So, what you're seeing on the screen right now is the Scale Sprint system. This is the system that we implement for clients here at Scale Sprints. If you're interested, you can check out the description. But we're going to talk specifically about the concept of TAM recycling, and I'll explain how this ties into sending a lot of emails. So, what most people do when they set up their outreach system is that they decide on the arbitrary number of emails they want to send. So they say, oh, I want to send 200 emails or 500 emails. But that doesn't really make any sense. Why would you just randomly pick a number? The TAM recycling system I have here allows you to reverse engineer how many emails you should be sending, and it's going to allow you to send the maximum amount of emails that you can. So the way it works is that you map out your TAM, which stands for your total addressable market, meaning that you find as many people as you possibly can that fit your ideal customer profile. You get their email addresses and you put them on a huge list. And that is your TAM. That is your total addressable market. These are all the people that you can possibly target with outreach. And the TAM mapping process can be quite it can be a long process, especially if you're using multiple databases and you really want to be diligent about it and you want to really map out as many people as you can. You probably have to do this across many different databases. But I'm going to give you a simple example in this video in just a moment. But that's what you want to do. You want to find as many people, you want to find their email addresses, you want to put them on a large list. And then what you want to go ahead and do from there is you want to basically send each individual one email sequence every 2 months. And so that means you'll have exhausted your entire TAM in 2 months because everyone on the list got a sequence. And then you go back to the beginning of the list and you do the same thing again. So you start from the beginning, and of course, you remove the people that responded the first time you reached out, and then you just reach out to all the people that didn't respond. And you can change the angle, you can switch it up. But the reason why this makes sense is because when 2 months have elapsed, nobody is going to remember you. Or it's going to be like 0.001% are going to remember you. It's basically no one. So you can reach out to people again. And typically what happens after 2 months is they will have a fresh mindset now. Like they might have a different situation in their business. They might have time to review your emails now. So it makes sense to reach out to people in this sort of 2 month cadence. So, and this is how every marketing channel works. This is how paid ads works as well, right? Like the same people get the same ads on Instagram or whatever. It's the same addressable market. So we're just taking that same logic and applying it to cold email. And in order for us to reach out to all these people, we have to reverse engineer and see, okay, so how many emails do we need to send to get a 3-step sequence to each individual in our TAM in a 2 month span? So let me give you a concrete example of how you would actually go about calculating that. So I'm on Apollo now. And in this example here, I have put CEOs, owners, and founders in the USA with 1 to 100 employees that are in the accounting industry. So that is the filters I've put here. This is just for the sake of example. I'd probably go a lot deeper to map out the entire accounting TAM in the US and do a lot of Google scraping as well, Google Map scraping and so on. But let's just keep it simple here. So let's say this is our entire TAM. We have 12,000 people that we can target. This is all the customers. This is your entire market here. So what we want to go ahead and do is scrape this list. We want to download it from Apollo. Now we want to go ahead and do the math here. So our TAM is 12,000 people, and we want to send a 3-step sequence in the span of 2 months. So what that means is that we have to send 36,000 emails in this time frame. And if we divide that by 40 weekdays, if we don't send on weekends, that means we have to send 900 emails per weekday. And what I always recommend is that you send 30 emails per email account that you set up. So you would need 30 email accounts to send 900 emails per day. And because that's 30 times 30. And then I would recommend setting up 60 accounts just so you can rotate them back and forth. So you always have 30 active accounts and you have 30 accounts that are basically warming up. And then you switch them back and forth in sort of a bi-weekly cadence. And so what this will allow you to do is that once you've set this up, right? Imagine you set up your Instantly campaign, you've added your entire TAM list to an Instantly campaign. You can just keep adding new steps all the time and make sure that every lead is getting 3 emails from you every 2 months, and it runs pretty automatically from there. And now you have an automation. You have a way of putting your company name in front of your ideal customers, pretty much everyone in your entire total addressable market every 2 months. So this is extremely effective. This is basically the principle that everyone talks about in marketing, which is letting people know you exist. And this is one of the best ways of doing that. If people don't know you exist, they cannot buy from you. And if you let your whole market know that you exist every 2 months, you're guaranteed to get more business and more clients. So if you're looking for somebody to set up this entire system for you, do all the TAM mapping, set up the email accounts, write the scripts, and maintain it, and so on and so forth, you can check out scalesprint.io in the description and the pinned comments, and I'll be happy to chat with you about that. But for now, thanks for watching and have a good day.